This is the level design document for my game Cavern. The introduction goes into what the game is, which is an explorer must brave the depths of a cave yet to be explored while collecting samples. The samples themselves are stalagmite, mushroom, rock. Originally, it was supposed to be those three plus a fourth one, which would be amber, but I couldn't get that one to work, so that one was scrapped. And then once inside this cave, while collecting the samples, the scientists must get through to the different halls and the final hall, which would be the hall into a lab. Um, the mechanics were simple with a simple move, WASD, item collection, and crouch. The objectives were to collect two of each sample, move a boulder, which would open up passageways to other halls, and go to the lab hall. Here is the mood board and a bubble diagram. Originally, it was supposed to go into a cave, and then with three halls, one to a lake, a stalagmite hall, and a lab, with another split off to a blocked passage, but that was scrapped as well. Here is the bubble diagram starting from the entrance into the lake hall and then to the hall with the blocked one into the lab and stalagmite with the boulder. Here is the maps, both simple, starting with the entrance into the different hallways, the mechanics, and that is all for the level design document. The game starts with a person in a sort of clearing in a forest with mountains, or I guess hills surrounding. In the top left corners, there is keys for movements, and then in the top right is the objective and the number of samples collected. Going into the hall, you start with a crouch and then go in, and then just wander down these halls. There ends up being a split way. You can go down this hall, or you can travel into this one. But you go down this hall first, maybe, and then just wander along. And if you didn't notice, there are mushrooms with a sort of greenish glow to them, which signify that you are in the main passageways. And then keep going, and there is the lake hall. Which has mushrooms with a bluish tone, which signify lake hall. And in certain corners you can see a sort of yellow light coming from them, which are the collectibles. These are the rocks, and what you do is step into them and press E, and it should come up with a blue writing in the top left saying collected. And then getting out of that hall, you can see that there's the entrance that we came from, and there is another passage which loops around to the other passageway, and here's another collectible, which is a mushroom. And you're supposed to step into this one too, and press E, and it should come up with a collected. Anyway, going down the passageway once again. And as you can see, this passageway also has the green mushrooms. And then turn left, and there is the boulder or doorway, which has a different texture than the rest of the cavern, which signifies that this is the one that you want to go through. And you just push it, and it should topple over or move and open up to two other passageways. Here's another collectible. It's the rock again and mushroom. Stepping into it. There's the collected, and then the top left collected. This passageway has orange, which signifies the stalagmite and stalactite hall, which is just up this corner. And here is the stalagmite and stalactite hall. Here is another collectible. This is the a stalagmite. And here's a collectible. That one worked. In the distance, you can see a couple of the orangish mushrooms and a few stalactites hanging from the ceiling. If you look close enough, like right there. Going back up this way is the entrance to the hall. And going back through here leads to the final hall, which leads to the lab, which would be the final destination for this game, or at least this level. There's the boulder, and then here are the like purplish yellow white lights, which signify that this is the lab hall. Going down into this, it gets hard to get back up here, and so it blocks the player from getting to that section again. And then there are no more collectibles in this section, so all you have to do is just run up this little hill and then into the cavern. And that is the end of the level.